lot of characters in the play. Creon was very thick-skulled and unwilling to budge as a leader. He saw nothing but his own fortune in the present and the future. Antigone doesn't really act rationally. When I read the book, I was wondering why she didn't just ask the king for a little leeway and maybe try to work something out with the king that she could somehow bury her brother without dying for it. But she just saw just to defy the king and no other way around it. I think she, as a woman, is acting off of pure emotion, and that Creon acts based on pride, and that's what I find in a lot of women and a lot of men. Men act on more on pride and principle, and women act on emotion and the present. Ismene, I believe, she is very indecisive. At first, she doesn't want to help Antigone, but then she wants to help, well, not really help, but take the blame with Antigone. But Antigone doesn't allow her to do that. I think she's just acting on pure emotion because no one really wants to die. But I think that Ismene somehow thinks that she's going to be glorified for dying with Antigone. And when I was reading the play, what I noticed most was irony, and so this is what I want to focus on, is irony. I think it's very ironic how Creon sentences Antigone to a living death in a stone cave or whatever you call it, but yet as he does this, the gods turn around and punish him so that he has to live out a life as a living death as well, because he has no family and no one to talk to and no one to support him. I think it's also very ironic how Ismene does not want to help bury Polynices at first, but after she sees the consequences firsthand of what's going to happen to Antigone, she finally does want to suffer with her, but she didn't even do it, so what's the point? There's no glory in it, but yet she still wants to suffer with her. I want to know what y'all think the most ironic point in the play is, or if there's a piece of irony in the play that sticks out the most to you.
Can you say that again?
I want to know what you think the most ironic point or the most ironic part of the play is.
The fact that Antigone would have to die to bring justice to her own brother's death. Normally when someone dies, everyone helps the family of that person to grieve and get past it so they can move on with their lives. No one ever thinks, oh, well, he's dead and I'm going to have to die to make sure that we all remember him in a good way.
So you think that she had to die to get Polynices to be remembered?
Yeah, it's ironic that she had to do that because two wrongs don't make it right. Because that would be another life lost.
On that same point, Creon doesn't bury the dead brother and then tries to bury Antigone alive. So I think that's ironic. Even after he was warned, he still defies nature.
And I see it kind of ironic how Creon is the king, but yet he doesn't seem to have the intelligence or whatever you would call it that Tiresias does, and the wisdom to see that what he's doing is wrong and that it may cause future trouble. More irony. I think Ismene could have taken the centaur's approach and tried to save her own skin, but she seems to be above that. But don't look at Ismene as the daughter. Look at her as a woman and a skill that a woman would have. On page 1480, the centaur says, "Cross-examine her to your heart's content, but set me free. It's only right."